In this episode, we show you our first stop in Puerto Rico, Marina Pescaderia. We explain why our plan was to skip several islands and head straight to Antigua. We discuss the need to collect departure papers from the U.S. Customs and Immigration before leaving Puerto Rico, show you our day of provisioning and sightseeing, and the arrival of our boat buddies Pura Vida and Rondo. We'll then show you some of the most breathtaking sights of Antigua, the city of San Juan, Puerto Rico by air, our passage plan to our next anchorage, and sights of Gilligan's Island. After the turbulent overnight Mona passage from the Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico, it was great to arrive at Marina Pescaderia. The marina was calm, quiet, and attached to land. To see my review of the marina, make sure to watch my video entitled Marina Pescaderia. Moving on with this episode, our goal was to quickly provision and then sail to Antigua, a 2 to 3 day non-stop sail. Our dear live-aboard boat friends, Brad and Sherry, whom we lived next to in Charleston Harbor Marina for a year, were flying into Antigua to spend a couple weeks with us. In fact, they were already in Antigua and we were not there. Each day that passed was one less that we could spend with them. Simon and I wanted to quickly fill the boat with food as it's cheaper in Puerto Rico than the rest of the Caribbean. Once the freezer and bilges were filled, our intention was to set sail. Actually, I should say set motor. Heading east in the Caribbean is not easy, and sailing a direct route is not possible. We'd have to motor for up to 3 days in a row to get to Antigua. Not to mention, we'd miss out on all of Puerto Rico, the Spanish, American, and British Virgin Islands, in addition to Saba, St. Kitts, and Nevis, and Montserrat.
So this is the car we rented for the day. The boat's right at the end there. So Jose arranged for it to be right here for us, which is perfect, and now we're going to go get some provisions. Hey, we've got air conditioning, which feels nice. Woohoo! And we're driving out of the marina. We're gonna see if we can find, first we've gotta go to the airport. We have to go to...
sugar.
What?
The airport.
What?
I forgot all the documentation.
Oh, sorry. So Antigua, the place we're going to next, needs to see that you cleared out of the last country you were in. And America, and Puerto Rico is considered America, they don't give you leaving documentation. They only give you, they tell you just to go. If we were to arrive in Antigua, we would have nothing to prove where we came from. We're getting our clearing documentations. In order to do that, we have to go to the airport to get the clearing documents.
So that's the only place they open on a Sunday?
And it's also Sam's Club and Walmart and Home Depot and all those places are like along the way. So we're going to kill lots of birds with lots of stones. Sienna, explain how you got your bloody nose.
The door was like kind of pointing out because it was stuck in the wall, like it's supposed to be, and then the edge I accidentally turned too soon and then I hit it.
So essentially you ran into a door.
Yeah, I really ran into a door.
And you got a bloody nose.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to drive up to here to get the clearing out papers, and after that we're going to go to Rincon, which is supposed to be a lovely old surfing place, and we'll get lunch there and then back down to the marina.
Leaving the marina. Take two. We've got all our documents that we need to take to the airport now. This is what it looks like when you come out of Marina Pescaderia. You got dogs up there. We walked through to the bakery this morning, and it was just fantastic because the houses here all have an enormous amount of character, and they all have a lot of wrought iron work. So that must be a real important thing. But this is it right outside the marina. It's like a tiny little town. There's like a small grocery store. There's a dive shop, a couple restaurants. It's pretty basic. How are you doing on the side of the road, Sim? You happy? Sim's really good. He can go to any country and drive on any side of the road.
Yeah, which side do you want me to drive on this side?
the correct side. Hurricanes went through here, and we are seeing lots and lots of damage. But on the flip side, I'm not sure what was damaged before and what was just from the hurricane. You see some houses that look perfect and other houses that are completely destroyed. Simon and I are noticing there's like trees down everywhere. The more we look, the more we realize that must have been pretty scary here. Yeah, there's just trees down everywhere. So I imagine this road was probably impassable. Okay, so we think we found the airport.
We've just come to an old military airport, which is now a civilian airport. Book ourselves out because Antigua are very particular with paperwork. If we go in with no booking out of our last port, they could refuse us entry. So we've had to drive an hour to a place that's open on a Sunday to get a clearance form.
Otherwise, there's a place right down the road 20 minutes away from where the marina is, but because it's a Sunday and we want to leave tomorrow, we've had to drive to the airport.
Yes, so we come here and I went in and there was only one border protection guy on, and he was dealing with someone, so I had to wait, and gave me a piece of paper, filled the form out, stamped it, so we're good to go.
Awesome. Just wanted to record, this is the airport, and pretty much everywhere we're looking there's hurricane damage, but you can really see here that the roof on both of these buildings is gone, and there's big holes in it.
No matter what our needs are, when we rent a car, it's necessary to get some sort of sightseeing in. A friend recommended Rincon as a nice stop between the airport and the marina. It's a place where there's loads of expats. It's similar to a California surfer town. Most of the people speak English, there's lots of tie-dye, and it's a relaxed area. We enjoyed a local market, saw some sights, had lunch, and then headed towards our provisioning stops, which were Sam's Club, Walmart, and Home Depot.
Sienna, I can't see you. There are just horses everywhere along this road. So it must be like some kind of horse meat or something, but they're along the beaches too. They're along the beach. It must be bring your horse out today. It makes getting to the marina and back out again a bit difficult, but it's pretty to look
entertaining.
at. Yeah. So this is cart number 1. How many do you think we have?
3.
3? And we're still not done shopping. No. We're leaving the marina again. We've unloaded 3 carts of
two big carts.
2 big carts of food, wine, paper goods. So we spent $1,000, but in that was a $100 TV.
Yeah.
So we got a small little TV because our old TV crashed and died. Because Daddy didn't secure it very well, and a big wave went by. So we're tired, and it's 5 o'clock, and all that stuff, all the meat I bought in bulk, I have to break into like smaller packaging and put it in the freezer. And like I got 2 5-pound bags of shredded cheese. And what I do is I break it down into 2 cups per bag and freeze it. It's 5 o'clock now, we think.
Yeah, I think so.
Our watches are different from the clock and the car and my phone, so we think maybe daylight savings time happened. Yeah, we're getting tired, but we're gonna keep going. For our last load, and the sun is setting. Now we just have to break down everything into smaller sizes and go up there. Thanks, Sienna.
Welcome.
So we got four packs of 20 rolls of toilet paper.
And they're so heavy.
We got wine. We got pasta, paper towels. We got a big thing of coffee, some snacks, long life milk, Ziploc bags. We've got rice, corn, beans, tomato sauce. Simon's bringing down water and tonic water for the gin.
Yay!
And the freezer is full of stuff and the fridge is full of stuff. So now we gotta put it all away. So we're leaving the marina for the final time today.
Going for something pleasurable.
Yeah, we're going out for dinner. We need to celebrate a day of hard work. Sienna's eating mahi-mahi wrapped with bacon. So today we're leaving, and we just did our last trip to Walmart to get everything else we couldn't get at Sam's Club. Sienna's growing like a weed, so we got her some dresses and some clothes. We tried to get clothes before we left Charleston, but it was all winter stuff. So here in Puerto Rico, they're used to heat, so we got her some nice summer dresses and shorts. So that worked out really well.
The day that we were leaving for Antigua, our two boat buddy friends, Pura Vida and Rondo, arrived in the marina. It was so wonderful to see them, but it was also so sad to think that we were going to leave and then head to Antigua. We decided to enjoy one last meal with them at a local fish restaurant, and then we'd say our see you laters, not knowing when they'd ever catch up to us. At the end of our meal, it started to drizzle. Simon and I ran back to the boat to get our laundry in before it all got wet. And then it dawned on me that we were being crazy. Why rush? Why skip so many islands? I said to Simon, this may sound nuts, but why don't we leave Britican here in the marina and fly to Antigua to see Brad and Sherry? Simon was silent for a few seconds and then said, that's a great idea. We checked the prices of flights, and Brad and Sherry had enough space in the cottage they rented, so it was a done deal. That night we stayed and had pizza on Rondo, feeling relief that we didn't have to rush to Antigua and miss out on so many incredible places. The next morning we locked up Britican, told our friends we'd catch up to them in a week's time, and headed to the airport in San Juan. The journey took around 2 hours, and then the flight was only an hour or so. What was interesting was to see all the islands that we would have missed if we motored a straight line from Puerto Rico to Antigua. 2 years ago, we sailed from the bottom of the Caribbean up to America. We managed to visit Anguilla and the British Virgin Islands, but we missed Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, Saba, the U.S. and Spanish Virgin Islands. We really didn't want to miss them again, so flying to Antigua truly was a great decision.
He is so excited.
Sienna and Brad have a very special relationship. They are the best of friends.
But I love it. Oh, it's a cottage. It's great. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh, Sienna, look at that.
It's so cute.
Oh my God.
Now, I'll have to help you put it together for the first time, okay?
Did you
So
make this,
yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Oh, that's incredible.
There's that, and then the middle story goes on. You'll have to look at the animals on it, and the bees,
wow.
Oh, the bee.
oh yeah. There's that, and then the top.
Oh, that is
Look,
so
there's a bee right here. There's a bee.
So,
Oh my gosh.
so this is where the little animals would stay, and they all have a turquoise floor.
They just go right in. Oh, that's so cool.
And they have a little owl and some bees and some dragonflies to look at that you haven't seen before. So, because it was hard to remember which ones you had and which ones you didn't have. Little snail.
Oh, what do you got?
Anyway, cheers everybody.
Cheers.
Sand. Milk is X.
So while I show you some lovely sights of the incredible island of Antigua, let me tell you why Brad and Sherry were in Antigua and we were only in Puerto Rico. This is a massive lesson for all sailors. If you haven't already been told by now, don't ever sail to a schedule. In other words, don't make definite plans about where you'll be and by a particular date. Let me tell you why. Inevitably, you are never where you think you're going to be when you think you're going to be there. Sailboats just don't move very fast. That's the first problem. You might plan your calculations for 4 or 5 knots of average speed and discover you can't go more than 3 knots. The weather also plays a massive part when it comes to making progress. In the Bahamas, we were stuck there for a few weeks waiting for a weather window to leave. Sometimes you just can't leave and you have to wait for favorable conditions. Furthermore, things break. And when they do, you often have to wait for parts. Sometimes you have to wait for a month for parts. Or you have to have a mechanic or someone fix something that you broke. These things can take a lot of time. In our case, we thought we'd be in Antigua by March, but we had troubles with the weather and we managed to break our engine. We were optimistic that we could still make it to Antigua, and we could have. But we probably would have only seen Brad and Sherry for only a couple days. Looking back now, I am so happy we just put the boat in a marina and flew. We didn't have to rush, we didn't have to push ourselves, we didn't have to push the boat. Plus, we would be able to see the islands that we wanted to see and see our friends. It just completely worked out. So hopefully this story will teach you a little something that, first of all, don't tell people you're going to be anywhere on a particular date. But if you do tell them and you can't make it, maybe you can leave the boat somewhere and fly and still see them. After a lovely week with Brad and Sherry, we said our goodbyes and we headed back up to Puerto Rico. Now this is San Juan that we're flying over here, just to give you an idea of how big San Juan is. It's quite a big city. So our driver was waiting for us to bring us back to the marina. It was a fantastic time. When we got back to the marina, we enjoyed a lovely sunset and felt like we were back home on Britican.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning at Marina Pescaderia, and all you can hear is birds chirping. You can hear lots of chickens and roosters.
And the pelicans diving in the water.
Yeah, and we've got pelicans diving over here. It's really, really, really a peaceful marina. Although there's a lot of activity going on, but it's a special place.
Time to leave.
So Simon's filling up. We're getting our our diesel here at Marina Pescaderia. Sienna's having her last playtime with her boat buddy Emma. And soon we will be heading out that way. Okay, so we're just walking down to say goodbye to Jose. Bye, Emma. It was nice meeting you.
Here's Florida, and here we are in Marina Pescaderia, and we are going to Gilligan's Island, which is down here. I'm going to come out, hug the coast, mind that little reef there, all the way around. Definitely watch that reef, because that is green. That means it's water breaking over it. Come past, and then in between these two reefs, it's going to have, apparently it's really beautiful in there. It's very well protected, and should have a nice anchorage, and we'll go for swims and just chill out.
Okay, we just pulled off the fuel dock. Highly recommend this place.
Thank you, Marina Pescaderia, for having us. You've been fantastic, and Jose is the best.
I'm soaking all the warps that got pelican poop in soapy fresh water, so our ropes are going to be nice and fresh and clean and happy, and not stinky.
Here we are coming around the bottom of Puerto Rico, and there's a beautiful old style lighthouse there.
What do you see? So that is Gilligan's Island, and there's a lot of people on small motorboats there, lots of people in the water, and it is an island, and that's the end of the island. And we are going to anchor right over here in this quiet little bay.
So what happened, Senna?
The Easter Bunny came.
Easter morning, And Sienna woke up because the Easter Bunny has arrived. And the sun's coming up right now, but we still got the moon. So that's the moon. And that is the sun coming up. The bay is beautiful. All you can hear really is some birds and breaking waves that are in that direction right there. And of course our generator, because Simon's making us a coffee. So Gilligan's Island.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Actually, that's mainland Puerto Rico right there.
Yeah, Gilligan's Island's over there.
The Gilligan's Island is right here. So, real nice anchorage. Holding was fantastic. It's pretty shallow. We anchored in 4.5 meters, so about 12 feet. The island here, I think probably on the weekends gets busy. Lots of boats playing loud music and people gathering. But a beautiful location, very protective. So you're in kind of like a enclosed area. And you can hear the water breaking outside there, but it's calm as can be in here. So highly recommended, Gilligan's Island on the southwest coast of Puerto Rico.
If you'd like to see videos about sailing, destinations, how-tos, marina reviews, and more, please support our channel by purchasing one of our sailing guides. Join the thousands of people that have already purchased our guides to get information that will save you money, provide practical tips and tricks, in addition to helping you get out and enjoy boating. Or if you're not in the need for helpful how-to information and checklists, buy one of our high-quality nautical t-shirts, beach cover-ups, and other nautical gifts at our Etsy shop. We also have a lovely community of Patreon supporters too, if that's something you're interested in. Links to all of these resources can be found in the description below. These educational and hopefully entertaining videos are made possible by the profits made through our guides, t-shirt sales, and Patreon supporters. To keep them going for free, please support Sailing Britican today.